All right, so now we're going to move to Idaho from Illinois. We were last with Illinois and Idaho. Mark. Hi, Mark. How are you today?
I'm doing well, Dr. Beam. How are you?
I'm doing well as well. How may we help you, sir?
So, I found out my wife was having an emotional affair with a coworker about 5 months ago. We've been married 18 years, have two teenage daughters, 15 and 13. And since she admitted to the emotional affair, she's since kind of backed off that and claimed that that's not what she meant. And when I asked her what she wants to do, she just says that she doesn't know what she wants to do. And so I'm to this point where she still has contact with her affair partner. Like I said, they're coworkers. She still texts him. I don't know how often. They texted a lot back before I found out, and then that kind of faded off after I found out and confronted her. She's still living in the house. She made comments after I confronted her about, did I want her to move out? And I said, no, I want to work on us and figure this out. So we still have contact. She still says that she loves me, but it's just difficult when she still says she doesn't know what to do. She had some childhood trauma, sexual stuff that happened to her when she was a young girl that she only disclosed to me after I confronted her about the affair, and she said that was the reason that she had so much contact with this coworker. She was able to things that happened to her, and I had never known about them. She had never told anybody about these things. So my question is, what advice do you have for me going forward? I mean, I can't exactly tell her, you can't have any contact with him because I can't control what she does. And I've been patient. I'm just hoping that she'll come around and trying to get an idea from you. Do you think I'm doing the right thing? And
So how often are you having these conversations with her, my friend?
It is, at the beginning, it was pretty frequent, and, it's the same conversation over and over again.
Right.
You're having an affair, and she says, well, I don't see it that way, or it's not what you think, and we're just friends, and all these things. So, it's,
so how often are you having these conversations
now? Probably about once every couple weeks, few weeks now.
And you bring them up always?
Usually, yeah.
Okay. And what do you
definitely bring them up.
And what are you thinking or hoping to accomplish by continuing to bring up the same conversation? I'm just curious about that.
That at some point she'll just admit that, yes, it was an affair, and then just stop denying it and admit what it was, and then hopefully decide, okay, now I want to work on that.
Okay. When a person starts defending himself or herself, and in this case, of course, it's a herself, when a person starts defending themselves, the more they get challenged about it, most of the time, the more they defend themselves. What I mean is that your tactic of, I'm going to keep chipping at this wall until finally somehow this wall falls down, is probably not the best methodology. Now, could it possibly work? And the answer is sure, anything's possible. But is it likely to work? The answer is no. And so maybe you change your approach a little bit, my friend. Instead of doing it the way you're doing it now, Mark, where it's like, I need her to admit she's having an affair, work on it from helping her understand how you feel. Because right now you're making it about her behavior. And that's when people tend to get defensive. They defend their behavior. They rationalize it. They work it out in their head. But if indeed you're saying to her something like this, when you bring it up, and I'm not so sure you should be bringing it up as often as you should, but in the right circumstance, in the right place where it fits, and you believe she's not going to be as defensive, rather than basically working on, I need you to admit you had an affair, work on it this way. I want you to understand how I feel. Because with you having this emotional connection with this man, I feel that I've been replaced. With you having this emotional connection with this man, I feel that I'm not having the place in your life that I need to be in and that I want to be in as your husband. Getting her to agree with how you, well, agree is not even the wrong word. Getting her to understand how you feel is a much likelier thing to occur than getting her to admit that her behavior is wrong. And you can wind up with the same thing you're trying to accomplish now, in the sense that if she actually acknowledges how you feel, because if she's defending your behavior, she doesn't have to deal with your emotions. If she can actually identify, yes, I see that it hurts you. I can see that this is bringing you pain. That's what's great, has the greater likelihood, most of the time, that's what has the greater likelihood in getting her to back off. Like, I shouldn't be hurting you. It's not fair to hurt you. And so I suggest in these conversations, and forgive the redundancy, but I'm going to wrap up now, that rather than it being about what she's doing, it be about how you're feeling. Now, don't whine, don't plead, don't beg, don't play the poor, poor, pitiful me. Because if you do that, she can also discount it like, oh, you're just being dramatic. So don't do it that way. Do it in the sense of honestly, openly, this is how I feel, I just want you to know. And don't keep bringing up and saying the same things over and over and again. As we would say here in the Deep South, don't keep beating the same dead horse. Just, if she understands it and she gets it and she agrees to it, admits to it, then back off of that, let some more time pass. The fact that did I hear it right, Kimberly, that she's still with him?
I believe so.
I think you said that, didn't you, Mark? Just one second here, let me press the right button. Did you say that she's still living with you? Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
In that case.
And she admits, she says that she's sorry for how I feel and how this is making me feel. She says that. We still sleep in the same bed. She'll come in some nights and cuddle up against me and says that she needs me. And so, but then it just hurts because then at the same time, I know she's still having contact with him. And it's just difficult.
Okay, I understand it's difficult, but understand somehow in some way it's fulfilling some kind of emotional need for her. Now, I concur this is wrong. It shouldn't be happening. It shouldn't be occurring this way. But for some reason, it is. Now, if you could just back off of trying to convince her that she's doing something wrong, stay with that of just, I want to understand you, please understand me. It sounds to me like they're making pretty good progress already.
Absolutely.
The fact that she's in the bed with you and she sometimes cuddles with you and she says that's wrong, those are good things. I know it hurts. I know you want to be over with. But if you'll keep doing that without continuing to attack her, I think that you can have a pretty good result with this. That's my opinion.